Hello and welcome to this little bit of Theorycrafting. Now, the Mists of Pandaria expansion has been announced for World of Warcraft, and I, for one, am kind of excited about it. I can't remember how many times I've ever posted on the forums, Pandaren Brewmaster, Pandaren Brewmaster. You know, I'm really excited for this. This is exactly what I had wanted to see back in Burning Crusades. So anyway, Pandarians. Like a lot of people know, they're going to be able to be Alliance or Horde, which is cool. And some of their information is at least the speculative what Blizzard is thinking of right now information about them. Can be found on the World of Warcraft website right here. The important things to look at here is the racial traits. It's going to be Epicurean, I think is how you pronounce that. And it's going to increase the stat benefits from your food buffs by 100%, which is actually really cool. That's a big deal, actually, if you're a raider. Then there's Gourmand, which is going to increase your cooking skill by 15. That is also going to be kind of important for quickly leveling your cooking skill up. I mean, that's a really big deal. Cooking buffs are huge if you're raiding. You know, just get every little drop of stat point you can get out of everything. Next ability is Inner Peace. Your rested experience bonus lasts twice as long. That's going to really help people when they're leveling up. This new class, because this class is going to start out like the Death Knights. If you make a Pandaren character, you got to start from level 1 and level all the way up to the cap's going to be like 90, I think. It's going to take some time, and this will really help you out. Bouncy, you take 50% less falling damage. I guess that's kind of useful if you do a lot of battlegrounds, but otherwise it's not a huge perk, not that I can see, but I guess I can see how that would help you in battlegrounds, where you jump off cliffs to quickly run around and capture a mine or something. But other than that, I'm not so excited about this. But then there's Quaking Palm. Lets you do you touch a secret pressure point on an enemy target, putting it to sleep for 3 seconds. That's pretty useful for PvP and PvE, kind of. I'm not sure how useful it will be in PvE, but I can definitely see this being useful in PvP. So overall, the character class has pretty good racials, I think. If you're a PvP or a raider, it's definitely very much designed for that, and also for quickly leveling up. Available classes, a lot of different stuff. Apparently, no evil classes like no Warlock or Death Knight. But honestly, I don't know why anybody would make one of these. Everybody should make this, the Monk. That is definitely what I'm going to be doing when I make one. Bringing the Monk's information up here. Let's see. We've got stuff right here that have sample abilities, which are kind of cool. Apparently you're going to do regular melee attacks, but you'll have a weapon to do a finishing move, is what's been projected. Now, I don't know if that's actually going to happen when the expansion launches. A lot of this stuff is subject to change. But I'm excited about the concept. It sounds really cool, like to do a whole several Bruce Lee type super moves and then pull out a big old pole arm or something and just swack someone with it. Anyway, so they got Spinning Crane Kick, which is you spin while kicking in the air, dealing physical damage every 1 second to all nearby enemies within 8 yards. So this is their AoE attack, their area effect attack. Then there's Roll, which I guess seems sort of like a PvP type of move. You roll a short distance. I'm assuming that it's to evade. Or maybe it's like a warrior rushing a target. Statue of the Jade Serpent is supposed to be like the healing type of ability, where you summon the statue at target location. So it's going to be kind of, at least it seems to be, kind of like shaman totems. And whenever you deal damage, a nearby friendly target will get healed for it. So that's interesting. That kind of makes a suggestion that monk healers who are spec'd that way, they're still going to be doing physical damage, and they'll be healing the tank and everybody who's nearby. So that's really interesting to me. It's also interesting is the armor. It's another leather spec'd character class. They can use cloth, but I imagine everybody's going to go for leather. The weapons are fist weapons, which is cool because finally all those beer mug weapons in the game that are kind of like just like jokes. They'll finally have a purpose when you spec Brewmaster as a tanking role. They also have one-handed axes, one-handed maces, one-handed swords, pole arms, and staves. I suppose that the stave is going to be good for if you're spec to healing. It's been projected that while they're going to have their own chi energy resource, unique to the monk class, they're also going to have mana if they choose to go for a healing role. So an intellect stave would probably be useful for that. And of course, intellect maces. But what I'm really going to think about is like leveling. I'm not going to level as a healer spec. I'm going to be leveling probably as a DPS spec. So what could I use heirloom-wise for leveling up a new character? Now again, this is going to be speculative, but this is what I'm thinking so far and what I'm preparing for. Obviously, we're going to get the leather stuff, and this is the intellect leather, which we don't really want. That's more for a healer spec. But I think it's on the next page. Yeah, the stained Shadowcraft tunic. That's definitely going to be something that I'm going to have on my my Pandaren monk. I've already got one set up, and what I have is I have the mighty stats enchant on it. I think if I remember correctly, it gives you like plus 4 to all stats. So plus 4 to all stats really help you out in the lower levels. Not so much in the later levels, but just starting out when it's really important you're still learning your character, you're making mistakes and stuff. It'll help you out a bit. It's also nice because it gives you the 10% experience increase bonus. Another thing you want is the shoulders, of course, because that'll give you another 10% increase in experience. And both these leather have agility and stamina on it, and that's very useful. And for heirlooms, if you're not familiar with them, they're items that you can buy with your in-game character using justice points or honor, which you get. And what you can do with it is that you put it on your low-level character, and the item will be statted for level 1 character or level 2 character or so forth. So as you level up, the item will level up too, and it will have stats comparable to a rare item at that level. So rather than needing to do like very specific quests to get really good items, you just buy a bunch of heirlooms and slot your character out. You can also get a helm through your guild. Now, this guild that I'm in right now is just like my little bank guild that I put together. I haven't played the game in a while. I just came back recently. So I'm in it, and I can show you what the item looks like, and how to get it. But you're not going to be able to acquire it unless you're in a guild and you have a reputation. So there's a couple heirloom head armors, and they also have a 10% increase. So you're going to want to get the stained Shadowcraft cap, which will have agility and stamina on it. There's also a cape you can get, but your guild, in order to get this stuff, you have to be level 20, and you have to have reputation level with your guild. You have to be honored with your guild. How do you get honored? You have to run lots of raids with your raids and instances and PvP with your other guild mates. That'll get you more reputation. Really fast anyway. And where is the cape? I think it's up further. Yep, okay. So it's the inherited cape of the Black Baron. That's the one that's going to have agility and stamina, and also have critical strike and haste rating on it, and it'll give you a 5% bonus. So when you have all this stuff together, I mean, coupled with the Pandarian's racial that makes rested bonus last a lot longer, you can level pretty fast once you're all decked out. As for weapons, the best agility weapon you can get is this two-handed mace. But here's the thing. It doesn't say on the website that they can wield two-handed maces. So, what can they wield? They can wield one-handed axes. I can't really think of any agility axe heirlooms for one hand. And one-handed maces. There is a one-handed mace with agility on it. And I don't have it, so I'll have to show it to you through the menu. Is the Venerable Mass of Magoan. That's going to be the item you probably want to get for your Pandaren monk. The other item would be a one-handed sword, which is like Venerable Dalren's Sacred Charge. And the stats are identical with agility and stamina. It really depends on if you want to have pure critical with the sword, or if you want it divided between critical and haste. I'm going to assume that you want it divided between haste and critical, because I'm going to just assume that something to do with the chi generation is going to have to do with haste. It's been said that the Pandaren isn't going to have any auto attacks, so it's all going to be a bunch of button mashing, pulling off combos. So as fast as you can pull off those combos, I would think you'd want to go with haste, because I'm just going to assume that the haste is going to increase the speed at which your abilities recover. So that's what I'm going to do. Because I don't really, I mean, is there a pole arm? I don't think that there's a pole arm. I don't think that there's a pole arm. Let me go take a look. I don't think there's agility pole arm that you could have. But just to double check. Because a two-hander is going to have more agility on it, just the way that they're itemized. Unfortunately, if there is a pole arm over here that has agility, then it's going to be itemized with resilience as well, and it's going to have less stats on it. Yeah, I don't see one. There is no agility heirloom pole arm. So, yeah, that with that suggestion, I would definitely go for that one-handed mace as the weapon for the character. Unless Blizzard's planning to start adding some more heirlooms to the game, which they definitely should. I don't think there's enough stuff here. That's just, you know, looks cool enough. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed this little video. It's very much theory crafting about stuff that hasn't happened yet. But hopefully it's giving you some ideas, and it gives you time to really prepare and get those heirlooms. Because to buy all this stuff, you got to spend the justice points. So you're going to have to do a lot of instance running to get all these heirlooms if you don't have them already. I mean, this right here represents like maybe, I don't know, could be like maybe 10, 15 instance runs. I guess it really depends on what instances you do. Well, you guys have any thoughts or questions or anything, just post them in the comments below. And I hope you guys are excited about this new expansion. I definitely am. It sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be very focused on the battle between the Horde and the Alliance on one single continent. And that was kind of a good idea with Northrend. I had a lot of world PvP happen because we're all in these zones. And Burning Crusade was kind of that way too. But definitely Northrend was a lot more fun because we had flight. And we'll have flight again in Pandaren. So, thanks guys, and see you in the next video.